Coming up next, random music lesson.
Today we're going to talk about the major scale. I'll teach you the major scale, and we'll do a little bit of ear training. You might know more about the major scale already than you know.
Only on Random Music Lesson.
Key of A, make sure you tuned up first. I used a meter to tune up. If you do the same, we'll be good. So, here's the A note. I'm going to start it on the 5th fret. When you're playing the major scale on the bass, start with the root note and your middle finger, and you go. See that? I'll play it again. Here's what it looks like on paper. The circled numerals are telling you which fingers to use. So you start with your 2nd finger, and then you go to your 4th finger, your pinky, and then 1st, 2nd, and 4th, 1st, 3rd, and 4th. Did you ever hear the Do, Re, Mi song on television or in school or in the movies? Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. Same as the major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just different names for the same notes. When you practice, practice forward and backward. Practice it up and down until you get it. Here's the cool thing on a stringed instrument. The major scale, all right, key of A, is the same anywhere I slide it. So if I'm up here, key of B, same pattern. Right? Or down here in G, up here in C, while we're in C, let's compare it to playing the major scale on a piano. C is the first white key here that's in front of the 2 black keys. You see on piano there are 2 black keys, and then 3 black keys, and then 2 black keys, and then 3 black keys. It just repeats. But the white key right before the 2 black ones, that's a C. Wherever you play it, it's a C. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. Basically, they're letters in order, and it goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Also known as Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. Also known as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right? So that's 3 ways we now know the major scale on C. Now, we'll go back to guitar and bass, and we'll play it there. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. Or we'll number them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's your major scale. I like to play it forward and backward. It's a good physical exercise for your fingers. It's also a good mental exercise for your brain, and it's a music training for your ear to hear the major scale properly played. So if you tuned it with a tuner and then play it properly, slow. We play it slow so that your brain definitely hears the pitch and starts to recognize them more easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8 note is the same as the 1 note. They're octaves, right? So if you know the 1 and the 8, then there's only 6 notes left. It's not that difficult to remember the major scale. Acoustic guitar or electric guitar is harder than bass because you got 2 extra strings. So you start out the same as the bass guitar. And then from there, you take it up to the next strings. And you just keep repeating it for your fingers, for your ears, for your brain. The number 1 and the number 8 of the major scale are octaves. You've heard octaves in a lot of funk songs, like Car Wash. The bass line is octaves. that's what they sound like. A 1/5, okay? Where have we heard that before? A lot of country songs, the bass is going, right? You know those big kettle drums you see in an orchestra, the timpani drums? When they go boom, boom, right? They go. That's a 5th. Wow, my abs looked really good in that scene. Let's talk about where we've heard 1, 3, 5, 8. Okay? 1, 3, 5, 8. Where have we heard that? Hello, 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 hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello.
1, 3, 5, 8. That's a full chord, right? Using 1, 3, 5, 8. So the Three Stooges would take that, which is a vocal warm-up, right? A lot of vocalists will go when they're warming up their voice before a show. So they made it funny, but anytime you've heard the Three Stooges do that, they were doing a 1, 3, 5, 8 of the major scale. What about a 4th? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, did you ever hear at a wedding when they go, right, here comes the bride is a 4th. 1, 4, 4, 4. You know who taught me that? Was my drummer in Blind Justice. He told me the way he tuned his snare drum was the top head was as tight as he could make it, and then he made the bottom head a little bit tighter by a 4th. And I remember at the time I said to him, how do you know it's a 4th? He said, it's Here Comes the Bride. So it's Here Comes the Bride. So he would tap the drum head. Boom, 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 boom. And that's how we got a nice round tone on his snare. So now you know the major scale on the piano, you know the major scale on the bass and on the guitar, you know what the notes are called in Latin, right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And you know what they sort of sound like, if it's 1, 4 or 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, or 1, 3, 5, 8. Blues is in 1, 4, 5. So they start out in a 1, then they usually go to the 4, and the 5. So again, that's why the major scale is important. Don't forget to subscribe, and comments are always welcome, especially if they're helpful musical tips for everybody.